There's a lot of people who want to understand how this industry-leading reassignment language works, and I'd like to ask Carrie to walk us through this reassignment language that the Continental and CMI flight attendants are so familiar with, but that really is something very new for the United flight attendants after years of complaints about 8J. Carrie, can you walk us through that?
Yeah, sure, Sarah. We have the best reassignment language in the industry. The main bullet points are that you cannot be reassigned into your days off, and that you do not have to continually call back the next day for your reassignment. If you're on a trip that ends up going into your days off, you're entitled to restoration of days off with pay, and that's no matter how many days off that are in your line at that time. You're entitled to restoration of days off with pay, where you can either choose to pick another trip within 90 days. Say you flew into 1 day off, you can go and within 90 days choose a high time 1 day trip to drop and keep the pay with concurrence with scheduling. Or if you want an immediate amount of money, you can choose to take 5 hours of additional pay in lieu of restoration of days off. Also, if your reassignment ends up getting done more than 2 hours after the original time that you were supposed to get home, you will get reassignment pay, and that's $15 an hour for every hour past the time that you were supposed to get back.
I just want to get a little bit of perspective from our Director of Collective Bargaining, Joe Burns, because he also was the lead in the American negotiations and has a really good perspective on the industry. Joe, how do these reassignment and restoration of days and the scheduling provisions stack up against other contracts in the industry?
I think if you look at what was done in these negotiations is the JNC was able to take the very good, as Carrie has indicated, industry-leading rescheduling and restoration of days off language from the CAL and CMI contracts, which is language you don't see in other agreements, and put that together with the very, very strong rigs and protections that come out of the United agreement, and put them together in a scheduling system that stacks up against any other scheduling system in the industry. It truly is industry leading. And that wasn't an easy task because you faced a management team who for a long time wanted to take the worst out of both contracts. They argued that you couldn't fit the provisions together. But through some very hard bargaining, the team was able to put together a very solid scheduling system.